Commander, I've got a hail from Admiral Hackett.
Put him through, Lieutenant.
Shepard, we've uncovered a secret Cerberus lab, function unknown. We sent in a recon team, but they were forced to pull out before they got very far.
Any other intel?
We think they're using the facility to warehouse and study Reaper tech.
Oh.
We've been wondering how Cerberus is connected to the Reapers, and this might give us some answers.
We're on it.
Find out what Cerberus is doing and get me any Reaper tech samples you can, Commander. Hack it out.
Hackett, I don't think you want the Reaper samples. That's a road you don't want to go down. Alright, let's save here, now that we are on this new mission, and for those of you familiar with Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, this may look very familiar to you because this is one of the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer maps. It is, I'm already forgetting the name of it on Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, but, well, we have a friend here. We have an assault trooper. So, and this is even... Wait, this is even the background music for the main menu in Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, is it not? It is. So yes, big time Mass Effect 3 multiplayer vibes. If you are interested in Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, then it is on Legendary Edition. It is in the base Mass Effect 3 game, and well, this is kind of similar to it in some ways, at least. So we have an Alliance, or an Assault Trooper, not an Alliance Trooper here. So why don't we Singularity this bloke, and then we can make him go boom. But I would like to make him go boom. He's now gone boom. But that's a grenade, which is not good. Javik, if you could not stand directly on top of the grenade, that would be great. So that is the effect of the particle rifle you're seeing Javik shooting right now. That's still our Singularity? I guess so. I don't think any of these guys are getting pulled into it, though, so let's just move it ever so slightly here. Okay, the grenade has gone off, for what it's worth. Blow these guys up, but I would like to actually be in cover, preferably. Okay, the Centurion is down with no shields, which means we can also Singularity him if needed, although not loving that we are shieldless. That makes us quite vulnerable right now. So why don't we just stun this guy a bit, using EDI's overload there. Now we can Singularity, get him sucked up, and if we're quick, we can warp him as well, set off the explosion. Okay, another Assault Trooper here. You know the drill. This guy might go down before we get a chance to explode him. Assault Trooper there as well. Can't really see him that well. We have credits we can pick up for what it's worth. 3,000 of them, no less. You look like you might be in the effects of that Singularity. Or, well, if we did not just throw that at the wall, that'd be great. There we go. Other than that, we have a Sniper Rifle Enhanced Scope. Glacier? Glacier is the name of this map in Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. It is, one of my favorite maps for Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, in fact. Let's see, any other sign of enemies here? Not at the moment. Then we have more credits to pick up, so that's cool. And so for that reason, I'm very familiar with the layout of this map. Which is famous last words, of course. Let's see, what do we have here? Containment system we can bypass. There's also a little room over here that we can check out. This room is not in Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, but we have a failed metagel experiment that we can examine.
Will only lead to metagel advances for Hanar. Only Cerberus would call that a failure.
Ooh, Cerberus, really? Is that it? I don't know. Well, also, apparently we are on Shuriken when I would very much like to be on the Acolyte. Might want ED to be doing the same. And, okay, so we picked up this in that room. And we'll check back at the Citadel, because I think we will have something to do with that stuff that we just picked up. And the thing about the Acolyte that is really nice, we've not really had the chance to do before, it does have a charge-up time, but what you can do is you can preemptively charge it up like this, in anticipation of fighting some enemies. So we have a containment system here that we can bypass. Let's check that out. It'll take us a little bit of time to deactivate it.
The signature is definitely Reaper technology.
Okay. Thank you, Edie. So that looks like everything up here. Oh, hold on. Is this a metagel in this corner? It is. Give us some experience. Absolutely, let's nab it. So yeah, it does mean that our teammates are going to duck whenever we point our weapon toward them. So that is a little odd. Oh, and journal entry. And occasionally some things will cause the Acolyte to go off, like opening this stuff up. So you can't charge it and just leave it charged forever. And it will have this little humming sound in the background. So, you know, we'll do it when we can. But let's see. Personal log, C. Talavi. Finally here. Wow. Troops here are really intense. No one smiles. Ever. And suicide on capture orders? Seriously? They call training integration. I start being integrated tomorrow. Can't wait. Yeah, we get some experience from that. Oh, that was, I think, the after effects of the Acolyte going off? Okay. So yeah, getting a little bit of extra insights on what it's like to work for Cerberus, and surprise, surprise, the answer is it's not great. Anything else hidden in here? I know this is a little side room. I don't think I saw anything. Okay, let's head down then. Let's just save real quick. Oh, Reaper artifact.
Got the sample.
Roger that. Meet you at the landing pad.
Nice. Okay, there's a drop-off location over there. Do we drop that off right now, or do we search for other things first? Because I'm seeing glowing things down here. It lead me to think that we might also want to check those out. Make that several glowy things over here. Journal entry, again from C. Talavi. Integration successful. Suicide on capture orders confirmed. Cerberus is my friend. Obey. Protect humanity. At any cost. Oh. Yeah, that's creepy how quickly she got converted there. Or integrated, if you will. Of course, we know that the Elusive Man has started to experiment with using Reaper technology, and that makes you wonder if perhaps that's the reason why. And that looks a whole lot like the Reaper technology that we were using, or picked up previously. Also, should we really be picking this up? It feels like a bad idea. That looks like it too, so maybe we do truly need to double back to the LZ. And so this area is a circle. So this is where we went in to get the additional stuff. Like, this also looks like the Reaper technology. I don't know. This will get back to, if we didn't do a 180 or 90 degree turn. This is where we started off. More ammo here, we don't need it. Drop that stuff off, get some more experience.
Locating, Commander. Nav point updated.
Good
Okay,
work.
thank you. Now there are more Cerberus troops, notably, however. I think for the most part, we're looking to go back down in the basement area where we were previously, although it may be a little less crowded up here. That was not what I wanted to have happen. And we almost got into a grab-like position there, which would have been nice. Okay, you're down. Our friends are getting kind of swarmed downstairs. They're getting overrun a bit. They've got a Centurion, they've got an Assault Trooper. We can help with the Assault Trooper for sure. If we could hit them with a Singularity, which we missed. Say, Javik, if you could just, like... No, not pull. Slam this guy real quick. That'd be ideal. Thank you. There. Barrier is back. So that is key. That Centurion is functionally dead, but for some reason is not actually dead. Excuse me? Because now you have shields back? Let's change that. Alright, Shield Breaker, I'm not entirely sure how you... Well, that just mean get rid of their shields in their entirety with one skill? Oh my goodness, what on earth just happened to you? Did Javik happen to use a pull at the same time? I don't think so. That guy just went to the moon. there are still more enemies in here. And that's a turret. And that's a problem. Let's overload that immediately. Please and thank you. That is the engineer that made said turret. So remember that we took the additional armor damage on Dark Channel, so that makes that a decent option there. We can also warp it. We're quick here, but it is going to absolutely hammer us with damage if we're not quick. And this engineer, I mean, not the biggest of threats. If I'm being honest, we also probably could just grab them, which would have been absolutely preferable, to tell you the truth. I'm a little bit ashamed that we did not just wait for the grab opportunity. I would have greatly preferred to have capitalized on the grab opportunity. Oh, someone trying to sneak behind to flank us. It is another engineer. Okay, so again, we can get a pretty nasty stun with that overload. And it gets rid of their shields in entirety, at least on this occasion. Now, Will Prime and Javik, sure, you can detonate. Okay, great. Now, don't see any enemies, so that's good. So we did see a bunch of things that looked like they might have been lootable before, but I wasn't sure if perhaps that just wasn't happening because we'd already picked up a Reaper device, like this thing looked important, but apparently we can't grab that. So pay that no mind. But there were definitely other things downstairs that looked important. Like probably this. Any more enemies? That looked like the Normandy. And we can bypass that containment system. Just want to see if... Is this anything? This is the same journal entry, right? Yeah. Still can't do anything there? Yeah. I think it's just this. Alright, this is the one that I think we really want to... Before we activate it, we would like to save here. For reasons we may be about to see. Because enemies kind of just spawn directly on top of us. So, if, for example, we could, say, ideally, detonate all of them and explode all of them, that would be lovely. You did not die. That is against the rules. That is against the rules. I mean, now you're dead. No, you're not dead. Anyone else on that side? No? Okay, now we can pick up that for our back.
Heading back to you now.
Negative, Commander. Pad got hot. Had to bug out. Got 3 birds on my 6. Taking fire.
Okay.
Mission 84. We'll rendezvous when I can. Out.
So our
To
pickup
hold out until Cortez can pick us up.
isn't working. Cortez got overrun a little bit here, so he's got to do some evasive maneuvers. That means we've got to hold out for a little while. Now, this is the thing that is most like Mass Effect 3 multiplayer in that case. This is a Mass Effect 3 multiplayer map, and fighting waves of enemies is a very Mass Effect 3 multiplayer thing. Don't like the name. Once again, the Singularity is just absolutely sending people flying. There was a turret up there. We do need to be careful about that. So we should try to head back in the general direction of the LZ. That is where Cortez, I think, is going to meet us at some point. Okay, we've got more troopers coming through this way, though. Let's do something about them. Should have taken out both of them, but Centurion is immune to that Singularity while he's got the shield. So that's a Guardian, though. So we're going to need to pull off its shield, like so.
Focused. This isn't over yet.
I'm fully functional.
Okay, Edie, if you say so. Ooh, I didn't like that. And of course, then proceeds to throw on the smoke cloud. They're kind of just blind firing here. Are people spawning in by the LZ? Because I'd like for that not to happen. Now, they're all just hanging out in this smoke there. Remember, the Acolyte bounces off walls, so, yeah, it's a bit of a guessing game, especially on this occasion, where there are a bunch of walls here, is where it's actually going to end up. I kind of need to do that. maybe, possibly. They're all just right up here. Like, right up here. Oh no, the grab opportunity! I wanted it so bad. I wanted it so bad. Fine. We'll settle. Taking casualties indeed. You gonna do anything about it? You gonna do anything about it? Oh, you dodged it. You freaking dodged it, man. That's also a grenade, and I did not really see where that landed, which does concern me a bit. Okay, waiting for Cortez to return here. I don't think we've heard word that he is back. Let's just poke our heads over here. This is where we're expecting to get picked up, but I don't see him. Oh, hello. Angle didn't really work for the grab, unfortunately. He moved a little too quickly. Oh. How do you do?
Lieutenant!
We lack other exit strategies, Shepard.
Then we find another way.
Okay, there's a Centurion. And...
Keep fighting.
Oh, that did not hit him. Not count. There we go. So that's what the Acolyte is for. When we do actually have the ability to hit them, we just one-shot his shield, so that's really nice. Ooh, that is a Guardian that is going to be a little bit problematic. Tell you what. Let's have Javik... Oh, Javik can pull to get rid of the shields. Yeah, so Javik, you do that against that guy. We're gonna Singularity you. So now that Guardian is shieldless, so he's much less of a problem. He is, however, currently shooting at us. So, sure, we'll Singularity you instead. That Singularity is just sending them absolutely flying. More so than I remember being the case. Somebody is way up there by all of our opponents. It's Javik. That is not good. Alright, let's try to give Javik some support fire, otherwise he's going to go down here. He's stuck up here for some reason. Oh. So that would be a great opportunity for a grab. For what it's worth. And that's also a Centurion right there, checking a grenade right in our face. That did not work as intended. Don't think you need me to tell you that. Oh, hello. So what we could do is we could even have Javik Dark Channel here. So that will damage over time you and prime you for an explosion. Then if we warp to cause that detonation, it passes the Dark Channel, which is now on this Centurion. Now, it doesn't deal great damage to shields, which is obviously the defense that guy has, but we can shoot it with the Acolyte to get rid of those shields. And now we can, well, make you go boom fire style. That did not hit you. That did. Stop dodging the singularities, bro. Walk into it, good. And there you see the Dark Channel is still getting passed from one enemy to the other. Somebody's starting to flank us over here, it seems. Is that? Can't tell where that guy is. Might be this guy we're seeing. Overload you. Singularity you if we can. You did successfully dodge it. So we'll start a new Dark Channel on you instead, and then we'll make you go boom.
Cortez, you copy?
Cortez!
He'll make it. Let's just keep
Javik, don't say that! Ooh, speaking of landing pad, it is definitely not clear right now, so this is the perfect opportunity for something like a chain overload. Ooh, okay, we're in trouble here. Does that hurt? We could even justify just chucking some cluster grenades right in front of us right now. Let's wait to get our barriers back, though. Wait for it. Hello. Just Stop dodging the singularities, dude! Okay. Ooh, the Centurion. He's still chilling right here. Let's do something about that. While you're stunned, it is much easier to stagger you and make you go boom. And we now need to get out of here. And these guys, in case you can't tell, will continue to spawn in. Ooh, you are quick, Centurion bro. Fortunately, you stood right there where I could get you. That was a little mini stun from the Acolyte. Okay, so you can repeat that here and not get blown up by that grenade. So now we're getting cornered. What even was that? Is that the grenade? Also, I totally missed those credits. I am not liking this. Wow. They're doing a really good job of loading up on the LZ. Like a really good job of it. So I think we really need to concentrate our forces here. Edie and Javik have not really been helping us out directly. That might have just barely gotten that dude. It did. Love if our enemies were close enough to actually take multiple out with that detonation. That is a Centurion chucking a grenade at our face. Oh, hello. Yeah, everyone is right on top of us. Ooh, including that guy. So what we do here is we detonate everyone. Alright, so now we can make a run for it. Ooh, that's a grenade! That's a grenade! Just gotta wait for that to go off, and that was Javik. Yeah, so again, they've just been really good with those grenades. Tell you what. We just need to make it there. We just need to make it there. Surprised by how challenging that was at the end.
Commander, we've got our best engineers looking at the Reaper tech you secured from that lab.
What was Cerberus doing with it?
We don't know yet, but whatever Cerberus is up to, it can't be good. Even if we can't determine its purpose, we've disrupted their experiments.
I doubt they'll just close up shop.
Agreed. We'll keep sending strikes against the facility. Good work, Commander.
Alright, so we get some reputation, decent chunk of credits, got some credits that we found along the way as well. And so now, let's head back. As I said, that was a mission that we got pretty early on.
Feeds from Palpin? It's brutal. I'm amazed the Turians are holding it.
The birds don't quit when things get ugly. I'll give them that.
It's funny because Turians are technically kind of sort of bird-based.
Chief Engineer Adams would like to speak with you down in engineering.
Okay. Suppose we'll check it out. Let's see if we have any emails. We do not. Adams wants to speak with us, huh? Oh, also, I totally forgot there was something important that we needed to do before we did that. Possibly before we did that. I'm not sure if we still can. Yeah. I totally forgot about it. We needed to go to the Citadel. We're going to go to the Citadel immediately after this. And, honestly, if we can't do the thing that I intended to do, we might actually see it's come a little bit here.
Edie doesn't pilot the Normandy. She is the Normandy.
No, she's a passenger in the Normandy, just like us. The ship was a spacefaring vessel before Edie even existed.
Engineer Donnelly is correct. The Normandy SR-2 was completely spaceworthy prior to my installation.
See, Edie agrees with me.
Edie's mind and the Normandy are a whole entity now. You couldn't just move the processors in the AI core to another ship.
Engineer Adams is correct. Processes that contribute to my self-awareness are spread throughout the ship.
So they're both right.
Edie agrees with me.
But unlike Edie, our brains couldn't have existed without our bodies.
That is a requisite from being organic. You have to look beyond that limited definition of life.
Joker pilots the Normandy. He doesn't take over Edie's body when he does that. When Edie controls the ship, she's piloting, just like Joker.
Edie doesn't pilot the Normandy. She is the Normandy.
All right, so there's the other end of the argument. I mean, so basically, Engineer Adams says she is the Normandy, like, as in she is the ship itself, whereas Engineer Donnelly is saying, no, she is a crew member that is working on the Normandy, just has a lot of power over it. It's kind of hard to say. I don't know. What do you have to say in this, Engineer Daniels? I don't know. We'll go with Engineer Adams, I suppose.
The Normandy with her thoughts. She sees, hears, and feels through the ship's sensor arrays. The Normandy is her body.
I've seen Edie's body, and its curves are a fine sight better than the Normandy's hull.
So what do you think, Edie?
Are we more than our thoughts?
I'm done. Any more of this and my head's gonna explode.
Okay. So, as I said, I did admittedly totally forget about something that I meant to do immediately. And so we are going to head back up because we potentially should not have just done that previous mission. We may have needed to have gone straight to the Citadel because you may remember we had a message from, let's see if we still have it, from Ashley, basically saying that she's still at the hospital, but she's getting a little stir crazy. She's up and about a little bit more. So she wants us to visit, and we should do that as soon as possible. And so I'm hoping that is still feasible. Let's see. The Skepsis system is fully explored. Now, remember, we did do a scan that we expected to fully alert the Reapers of our presence. We did not actually see them start to chase us. It might have been just that we left quickly enough. We did also just finish the mission, so in theory, I think they should be gone, but there is a non-zero chance that might be awaiting us here. No, I think we're good, and we've got 100% assets recovered, so we're good there. So, Secret's Cradle 100%. Just as I said, we might actually legitimately need to reload that save. If in fact this does not still work at the Citadel, because I forgot. I forgot about Ashley. I'm sorry, Ashley. And it's important. Alright, so let's head back to the Citadel now. And let us dock here at the normal Alliance docks. I believe, I forget what dock 42 is for?
You're cleared to dock, Normandy. Do you need ground transport?
Yeah, let's go straight to the hospital.
I need to get to the hospital.
Yes, Commander.
Fingers crossed. Don't hate us, Ashley. Don't hate us, Ashley. Don't hate us, Ashley. The other thing is that, remember, we picked up those failed metagel experiments, the ones that only help Hanar. Oh no, they're so terrible. Who would ever want these, says Cerberus. But we actually did have a quest for that. It was Citadel Alien Metagel Formula. A doctor on the Citadel needs a new metagel formula created specifically for aliens, and we just got one of those on that previous mission.
I found this metagel formula and figured you could make good use of it.
Where did you find this? Never mind, it doesn't matter. Yes, we can put this to good use. Thank you.
So there you see, you got some experience, some reputation, and even a war asset. And you might see some familiar faces there. I'm not going to talk to them just yet, because again, top priority here is Ashley. I just want to verify whether she's still going to be willing and able to chat with us here. Hello, she's up.
Good to see you up and around.
Yeah,
Everything all right?
I guess. Oh, I took Udina's offer.
Spectre status. Congratulations.
Well done.
Seems small compared to what's going on.
I mean, that's a big deal. I wouldn't downplay it.
You ready for the responsibilities of a Spectre?
Doesn't feel real yet. Maybe it'll sink in. I don't know what duties I'll have. Everything's a mess right now. What do you think of all this?
I think you earned it. You've put in the hard work And deservedly, you've gotten the accolades that go along with it, but the responsibilities as well. But I think you're prepared.
You're a fine soldier with an impressive record. You deserve this.
Thanks. That means a lot coming from you. He said we'll have the official ceremony soon, once I'm out of here.
And after? Any plans to come back to the Normandy?
If I have anything to say about it, yes.
I'm glad. You feeling better?
I'm fine. Other than the pile of paperwork the doc's gonna throw at me.
Ugh.
Sorry I'm so distracted, Shepard. It's just...
What's going on?
I heard from my mom. They got out in time. They're okay.
Good.
It's great to hear.
That's good news.
It is.
Did your sister make it to the Citadel?
She did. But... her husband was killed in action.
I'm sorry, Ash.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Sarah wasn't much for the military life. We were all surprised when they got married.
Is her husband is in the military then? Otherwise, that kind of seemed like a total non sequitur. Where did that come from? What does military life and being married have to do with one another?
I wonder how many families are getting torn apart by the Reapers.
I don't want to think about it. Seems hopeless sometimes.
Don't blame yourself for this, Ashley.
I know. But I'm her big sis, you know? In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced or cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed.
What's that from?
Invictus by Henley. One of my dad's sappy poets.
It's about not giving up.
Right. My sister wants to do a thing at the memorial. Nothing fancy. Just some words about the family. It'll be tough.
Keep me posted, all right?
Will do. And thanks, Shepard.
So as I said, wanted to make sure that we had the chance to check in on Ashley here. So gladly, it seems as though we could do so.
It's quiet up here.
And it is now quiet up here, I suppose.
Weird that it's so peaceful here with what's going on.
Also, a little weird.
Anxious to get back at it.
And on that note, I mean, so Ashley got offered a Spectre position, as we heard via her email. Udina was posing the offer, and then Ashley was debating, should she do it, should she not do it, and she just told us yes, she did. And then we asked her, do you want to come back on the Normandy? She said, if it's up to her, then yes, but think about that. The only two human Spectres, and just two Spectres in general, to begin with, on the same ship? That seems kind of crazy. Does that ever happen? I mean, there are not very many Spectres out there. In fact, we only know of very, very small number. The Johnham Bao guy, the Solarian that we met in the Citadel not long ago when we were running into Kasumi briefly. Obviously, us. Saren, who, well, I mean, he's obviously now dead. And, well, Anderson was getting considered, but didn't actually turn into a Spectre. And then, Televisier back in Mass Effect 2, but she's also now dead. Other than that, we don't actually know of any other active Spectres, so the list, I mean, may be larger than, maybe considerably larger than that, and we just don't know about any of them, or it could be that that is quite literally all the Spectres that there are, and the number is extremely small.
You're not.
What?
You have extensive nerve damage. Once we remove the leg, we can't install a prosthetic for at least 5 weeks.
I told my squad I'd fly back next week.
I'm sorry, but that's impossible.
Yikes. Okay, so I think we have done all there is to do right now with Ashley, so that's great stuff. I do love that. However, there were some things here that we still wanted to do. Notably, you might recognize these two, Dr. Michelle, Dr. Chakwas, doctors that we have come to know and, in some cases, work with quite directly over the past couple of Mass Effects, so let's check in and see how they're doing.
Shepard, there you are.
Dr. Chakwas, you're here?
I'm working at an Alliance R&D lab down in Shelter Wards, coordinating closely with Admiral Hackett. I heard you escaped Earth in the Normandy, and that someone was critically injured. I came as fast as I could.
We had a run-in with a Cerberus synthetic on Mars. Ashley took the worst of it. How's she doing?
Very well, all things considered. I'm impressed with Lieutenant Commander Williams' resilience,
Good to hear.
as well as Dr. Michelle's expertise. I wish I could have been there to help on Mars.
So, I mean, this is of course the first time we've seen you in Mass Effect 3, so what have you been up to as of late?
It's been 6 months, Doctor. How have you been?
Good. I've been fortunate. When they impounded Normandy, the Alliance didn't really know what to do with me. I was never officially part of Cerberus, and I'd gotten a proper leave of absence from my previous post.
Suppose that's good.
So you hadn't technically done anything wrong by joining me to defeat the Collectors?
Yes, though I suppose if you were judged to be a war criminal, I would have been tried as an accessory.
Oh, yeah. You know, well, we're just kind of hoping that whole war criminal thing gets dropped at some point, right? So, this is the interesting thing. Dr. Chakwas, of course, in Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, was the Doctor on the Normandy. And so, if we would like to, we can invite her to the Normandy. I mean, the phrasing here is a little bit aggressive. You belong on the Normandy. Get over here now. But, I mean, let's assume this is a more cordial invite to the Normandy. Then we could go that route, or we could say, you know, it sounds like you're doing important stuff back here, and so perhaps it would be best if you were to do that. That's an option as well. And it's an interesting decision to be made because, well, actually, let's just say there is an alternative if you opt to say no to Dr. Chakwas, and that alternative might also still be standing directly in front of us. So, yeah, it does come down to a certain extent, a matter of just personal preference. There are some slight differences between the two options, and in some ways, technically speaking, if we're metagaming a bit, you could make the case that not taking Dr. Chakwas is ever so slightly inferior. Or, not taking her is superior, but, I mean, I feel like we've got to take her. She's a member of the crew. She has been with us since the beginning, right? One of the first people that we ever talked to tell you the truth, in the game. I mean, we had her on the Normandy in Mass Effect 1, even before we dropped down on Eden Prime. So that means she predated Ashley. I mean, like, who else would we have talked to? Anderson, probably, would be one of the few people we spoke to before Dr. Chakwas. So, yeah, I think we say you gotta take Dr. Chakwas on board with us.
Your place is in Normandy's medbay, not some lab.
Again, pretty aggressive.
I couldn't agree more. You say the word and I'm with you.
Okay, now this is maybe a little more cordial in this case. But, so as I was saying, we can either have her stay back at the labs or welcome her aboard Normandy, because right now our medbay is pretty much empty. So, yeah, I think we do it.
The Normandy wouldn't be the same without you, Doctor. Get your things. Docking bay D-24.
Yes, Commander. And thank you.
Don't thank me so soon. Remember, Joker is still aboard.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm surprised if he's been remembering his medication.
Oh. Alright, so, yes, we have the option of recruiting Dr. Chakwas, and as I said, I just felt like it wouldn't be the same without her, so that's why I opted to bring her with us. But we can still talk with Dr. Michelle, and if that name rings a bell but you can't quite place it, it is the person that we rescued on several occasions in Mass Effect 1. She had her own medical clinic. That is the person that we that we saved with Garrus when we first met Garrus. So that might ring a bell.
Commander Shepard, good to see you.
Dr. Michelle, it's been a long time. You've come a long way from that small clinic down in the wards.
Because of you, I don't know where I'd be if you hadn't dealt with Fist and his thugs. Now I'm head physician in a Presidium clinic. You gave me this chance.
She's the head physician.
You're here about Lieutenant Commander Williams?
Yes, that is the primary reason why we're here. Is she doing okay?
How's Ashley doing?
Very well. Her rate of recovery is amazing. I still want to keep her under observation, but she should be fit for duty soon.
That's great to hear. Yeah, so, I mean, what happened to, your clinic staff? I mean, if you are the head physician, then it sounds like you have a whole lot of stuff that you and your staff have to be doing.
With a center of this size, you must have a lot of direct reports.
We've got 12 full-time doctors and over 50 support staff. It can be overwhelming, quite different from my days in the wards.
When it was basically just her. I mean, we only ever saw her. Don't know if she had some kind of assistant that was working behind the scenes. But as for supplies, I mean, we did just help you out, give you a little more supplies for what it's worth.
How are your medical supplies holding up?
Things are getting tight throughout the whole medical network. Citadel reserves run deep, but they can't hold up forever.
Okay. As for refugees?
This war has left a lot of injured people homeless. How's your center handling the extra load?
We're getting more refugees every day. Throughout the Citadel, triaging and finding open beds is our biggest challenge.
I bet. For sure. Well, that's all we can ask you about, but...
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
Keep up the good work.
You too, Commander.
Okay, so I suppose the most minor of spoilers here, but for what it's worth, if you would like to, if you say no to Dr. Chakwas, you can instead opt to bring Dr. Michelle on board as the Normandy Doctor. And so, like I said, it is largely a matter of personal preference. There's technically a couple minor differences. So, for the most part, it's just a matter of who you would like to have on board with you. And again, since Chakwas has been with us since the very beginning, it just felt like it was most fitting to bring her with us. So, in that case, we'll stick with that.